Okay, going to start my first run of the Cold Hunt Draft Open. Last open of the year. Well, there's some really good cards here. I'm just going to take the Sentry though. That seems pretty strong. It was great in the draft we did the other day. I think there's any other option really. I guess, I mean, okay, it is two faction. A lot of people don't like two faction non first pick. I think it's strong enough definitely to take it, and I'm a fan of it anyway. So, like, I'd have taken the Stolen Augmentation if it wasn't here over the Learn to Bite probably. So, Sweet Dreams, all the Invoke stuff's pretty great. It was pretty interesting. Not really a great way to stay in my factions. Like, take the Sprite. I haven't been a big fan of it, but really don't want to take like a Pathfinder. I'm not sure which of these is better. I haven't played Elysian. I don't remember that even coming up in our team discussions. So I think people have been kind of underwhelmed with this too, though, from what if I remember right. I think if I take one of these two faction cards and wind up and try to play the three factions, I'd rather be in Shadow than. Yeah, I'd probably rather be in this combined with like Argent Port Splash Primal or Found Splash Justice than that combo, I think. I'm not sure. It's a tough pick. Go Sweet Dreams. Okay. Here I'm looking at the wings. Stomp's pretty good, but it's not my colors. Breach is pretty good. I'm pretty far away again from fire. So fumes if I want to try to be film, but so far I don't have any direction to go in. I think I'm just going to go with the Inscribe. That'll always make the deck as long as I'm, even if I'm just splashing the Justice. So another Stomp, a Find the Moment. I think that's the pick. Ooh, fixing. Not that I'm playing those, but just having access to it is always nice. But I think I'll just take the Intellectual instead. I'd be pretty happy trying to go Huru Splash. Shadow, maybe not even Splashing Shadow. Soul Feast is pretty good. It could still be Argent Port Splash Primal. So I think I've been enjoying Soul Feast a lot more lately than I thought in the past. So I think I'm gonna go with that. Notable, really late Captain. For stall, or playing time. Then Rune Sword would be probably like the safer pick. But I'm gonna go with the Feast. The more again, good late time. I'm not gonna think that signal. I don't see a reason to not take a inscribe card, even a mediocre one. I think, especially if Primal ends up being the splash. I think I'll go with the Scale Hide. Not entirely sure which is better, but I'm just gonna go with the buff. Another late for stall. Take. I might play the 2-1. One's not great, but block stuff. Interesting that that's late. I could just take a Searing Fist or. I think I pretty solidly Justice maybe splashing the primal. Not entirely committed to the shadow yet. Maybe I just take the first stall in case more time keeps coming, but it's already late in this pack. I think it's too late. Same with fire. I think fire would probably be the easier one to splash. Like if I end up like in a 3-faction deck, and so I'll just take the spec on the fist. Not planning to be fire, but and there's a chakram. Definitely the strongest card here. I could stay on target with these, but I'll just take that. Scribe card. I don't think I'm playing any of these. If I'm going into fire, I'm probably dropping shadow. I think. I'll just take this in case I need it to fill a role. Manacles is pretty great. Not a ton of attachment removal played, I don't think. Like the Rakano burn spell hit, like that can kill a curse, and there's a couple other incidental things, but the time scribe. But I'm thinking I'm pretty solid and like want to be injustice anyway. Packs might not break that way, but that'll probably be worth it over anything else. Freeze out I'm not too interested in. Just thinking just the finest hour. Stay on in the justice and then figure out the rest later. Otherwise, there's cut ties if I want to like, commit more to shadow, but I don't think I'm ready to do that. Fieldsmith. It's interesting. I don't have any relic weapons yet. I might pick up something in the next packs, but otherwise it's just a more expensive of the inscribe guy. It doesn't have inscribe. I mean, it might do a thing, but also displacer, foot soldier. Foot soldier's pretty good, but foot soldier's probably one of the best two draft. Oh, I'm not even looking at my cards here. There's a battle driver. Wow. Okay. Take a second and read your pack. I'm gonna take a battle driver. My argument was gonna be between these two, but there's a battle driver. And a torch and a foot soldier and a displacer. Card that's ever worth it? I would assume not. But maybe if you're Elysian and you need to your big time unit through. I'll just take the torch, although I'm getting pretty unit light. Especially if I'm kind of like Rakano splashing primal now, possibly. And I could pick up Breach in pack 3, and maybe that was a mistake, but I don't really think I like any of these. I take the ensnare. Assume bravery isn't worth it, and I already kind of have a few pump spells, like a lot of pump spells, so kind of an effect I'm not hurting on. Okay, Jackal Cadet. This does nothing if I don't have weapons. I don't want to commit to trying to be a weapon thing, so let's take that. There's a lot of time here. Okay, well, there's that relic weapon, and there's also a Frostkin. I'm not sure I'm going to be that heavy fire, so I might take my off color. I'm just going to take the good primal card. Or am I just splashing primal? Might just be doing that. Right? Rubbler's pretty good. Okay, talk myself into it. I've been seeing enough fire that I think I'm probably maintaining it right now, right? Oh, there's a placer. Wow. Opez Drake any good. Fullbank's pretty mediocre. I bet that finishes games quick. Oh, definitely. Storm Collar, that kills a lot of things. This guy's gonna play that, but okay. The chance that we are flashing justice dead. Good. I honestly don't know. I would assume not. I'd assume that's way too expensive, but like compared to a Jade Hall or something, you must rather have the buff and endurance, but maybe it gets big things through. It's secretly great and I don't know about it. Thinking I'm just gonna stick with just this stuff. I'm leaning between the Brute for curve or the Alchemist for power. Otherwise, I'm definitely fire maining now, so I could just take the Sifter, although I'd be pretty unhappy about that. This kind of combo with the Stormcaller a tiny bit. I guess you could give something overwhelm and damage. Do I pick up a middle drop? Could just take the Hyena for like I have never liked this card, but people seem to like it. At least it cycles, I guess. I'm just gonna go with the Alchemist. This is already pretty heavy primal, right? All my justice is flashable. Oh, man. I guess I don't want to be like a 3-faction solid faction deck, I think. Which makes me not want to take this. Okay. This is probably incorrect. I think if between a mediocre I think, and maybe this actually being a good card. Is that wrong? I'm gonna pause this for a second. Okay, I forgot that I had put a intellectual ruse in the side, so I'm looking already pretty heavy on the primal. I'm thinking Wing Cloak. Maybe this is terrible, but like I'm thinking, oh, I could make the Yeti fly. Like, if I were in Justice, this is kind of a card that I wouldn't hate to have in the deck. It's super expensive, and it lets things get through. This does the same thing, but cheaper. Just doesn't come with a body, and it doesn't pump. So, I don't know. It might be if I'm going towards kind of Skycrag deck. Not necessarily have to be aggro-ish, but like kind of like early mid leaning deck maybe. This might give me some reach. So I think I'm gonna take that. Tell me when I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Char, Blitzstone, other Displacer, Watchman, um, and Watchman blocks everything. Char is good. I already have Torch and Fist. I might pick up more Burn in the last pack, so I'm not leaning towards that. Displacer, kind of similar. I think I need units, so I'm thinking between the Watchman and the Displacer, or Blitzstone, the same as Char. Displacer, yeah, Watchman. Might want to kind of pick up flyers, lock up the ground, go in the air. Much as this is probably like just the overall stronger card, but I'm already pretty top heavy. This is a pretty good 2-drop, I think. Ooh, Crystallize, and there's some good 2-drops. I think I just take the Crystallize. Especially if I'm just kind of trying to control early and then make a mid-game push. That seems great. Bleed, also pretty good. Take that. Foot Spear. And Foot Soldier. Also looking at Shaman, but again, I don't really want the 3-drops or 5-drops. Never like Hyena. Take the good 2-drop. Okay, not double splashing for Mace. This is way too expensive for what it does. Gale Prowler I'm never happy with, but I have a lot of spells already, and it might be a flyer sometimes. Take that. Maneuver Flames. I already got some pump spells. I think I'll just take the Flames. That's fast, so that's good. Rule Suck Guys. I already have one, and I have a kind of similar burn, so I think I'm just going to take the unit. Yeah, and it's one that this kind of mid-game plan. It can sit back and block big things, or it can attack for a lot of damage if I can Battle Driver it or Wind Cloak it or Wings it. So Aijen's Choice, I guess. I might not play it. I don't know if that's worth splashing for, but still an attachment on an enemy. There's like some powerful relics that it might instantly hit, Brigade Hall and such, or being able to just make a giant weapon stick on a thing when you need it. I think that's more interesting than like taking a Yeti Bully or another Ensnare. Oh, it's there. Yep. Oh man. Again, lots of time going around, but I don't want to play Interactodon if I don't have other units. It's big and it blocks a Carnosaur Beta, so it's that. Not looking for a ring. I already have kind of Wing Cloak for kind of thing that gives reach, and I might not even play that if I have too many attachments. So I'll just take the Snow Slinger. I got Elemental. I think I have enough. I have enough spells that I might play it cheaper. Might not. Gross. I mean, it's less bad, so whatever. Okay. Another throw versus the captain. Bastard is not going to. Thinking the captain. Or can be pretty great, but I have a million spells, and I'd rather replace bad units with better units. I have enough units at this point. And Chakram Throw does make bad units better, but at the same time, everyone used to be really high on Captain. Yeah, not to take that one. Earth Smasher. Ooh, Captain. Free Fire. I'm just gonna take the Smasher. maybe Captain's better, but it's Smasher's lowering the curve. It kind of does a somewhat unique effect to push when you're pushing damage, so Torque, it's not a bad free drop, and we need early drops really bad. Grab card otherwise, but yeah, I'll take a Torque and a Frostburn. Sure. Okay. I have the Wings and the Rubbler. I think even just having inscribed though that the giant thing is going to be better than splashing the trident. So Thunder Wings, Reach. Okay. Get the crap out of here. Probably not splashing for the ensnare. The I really don't have units, so early units. I might play the root. Probably want those. Look if I don't have room. Really, I'm not playing those, but I might put one in later. Really, I'm not playing that. Powers still. A lot of my spells are fast, so I might not be buffing it to attack on my turn. This would just be a flyer. That's not great, but it's a drop and I don't have early stuff. I'm thinking I have enough burn. I'd rather have the pretty solid on units. Yeah, the Veil Driver and the Cloak that I don't need to take a slightly overcosted flyer. Like, question is how easily am I splashing here? One Scribe. I want to strain my power base even more. I think no, so that's what's going to push me towards the Wings, but if I had more fixing, I think I'd take the Breach. Another throw, there's another Breach. Revolver, I don't think it's going to be a card. Now I'm thinking I take the throw a bit for. It'll just make the mediocre units better. And I don't have to worry about the splash as much. I don't think I'm going to entirely cut Justice, but maybe I don't play stuff like Eisen Choice. Maybe only one pump spell. I think I keep Manacles and Wings. Okay, Inscribe Dude. Fine, although Danger Bots, what do I have that can throw that? Oh. Work for another Snowball, potentially, although you don't really want to use the snowballs on First Smasher. A lot of these are ones Dark Collar will grow it every turn. I have stuff that'll grow it, but not right away. Right? Like I don't have the spell that's gonna hit it. Bentley and make Grenadin. I could use 2-drops, but I don't think it's gonna be like a 2/1. It's not really gonna trade with most things. I don't have any way to take advantage of like with sacrifice effects of it dying, so I think I'd rather have the Inscribe, make my power base better. Not gonna transform a thing into a Seek power, but I'm not playing the other cards, so take an Inscribe. Might have too many bad Inscribes to play them all, but oh hey. factions. I didn't wind up with that much in Scribe. I thought I had a lot more for some reason. So I guess I do play all those. At least we'll see. I want to play the Justice for the Manacles, but for now I'm just going to build a Skycrake deck. See what this looks like. Go with the... Although before doing that, let's grab... That's a unit. Okay. Early stuff. I want that is not very many early units. I may just get run over before before I can do much. So I'm thinking even those are all good 4-drops, but I might have to play like the Gale Prowler just so I can play a unit on 4. If I'm not playing units on 1 through 3, I don't think I can afford to wait till 5. But I mean, it could do stuff. I could pump it with the Battle Driver and the spell. It's okay. That 5. Captain. Probably still want the wings. I mean, I have the chakram throws and stuff, so I get there. I don't think I want that. Probably want the Drake. Well, maybe that's pushing it. Might be a bit too expensive. And I don't have a ton of flyers, so it's not like I can replace the Drake by just like playing a chakram throw on a flyer. But maybe if I play that relic, it'll kind of have a similar effect. So I'll keep that out for now. Same thing with the Ractodons. Yeah, they can block the beta can be big. They'd actually be huge with the throws, but let's see what other stuff I have first before adding them if I need. Want at least 1 throw, probably 2. Perch. Probably want the Rule Disguise. I don't really have much anti-flyer stuff. And so this is already my shell, probably. I have a lot of deal stuff, but that's probably okay. I mean, I have Stormcaller to combine them with. Some of them go face. So I don't think I want the 1-drop. That one. I want the Ruse. I'm not very likely to not have drops. You know, things to play then, so maybe I just do take the Ruse as a bad fighting wins. Just to kind of fill that spot in my curve is something to do early. I mean, I'm already basically just there with a this deck. I could just add unit right there. Oh, I have the Rubbler too. I didn't do attachments. The cloak. Maybe I play that. Each for removal. For a 7-drop, I think I'd rather have the Rubbler than any of those units. I mean, this is already a deck, so I'm thinking that second throw might be put. Don't have a ton of units. And 18. Oh, Quick look at Justice. So is it worth the Sentry? That could add a lot of power to the deck. Don't have very much fixing. Let's have the one inscribe. Okay, here's what I'll do. I will export this. Paste it somewhere quick, and I can back to this if needed. Save. Let's take out some stuff I don't particularly want. Like, I don't want the Gale Prowler. Help it. Kind of okay. Wing looks kind of iffy, but roll this guy's iffy. Again, for curve, maybe I want it. I have this cards. Probably not the choice. What deck am I looking? I probably cut down like on a low cost thing. Take out the Jackal just because I'm not aggro. Like it does block X2s that are attacking though, so that's the main reason for including it. It's a lot of power, but it would make the power base really sketchy, I think. That's a worry. I mean, mainly in that thing. So, much as I would like those pump spells, I wonder if I just play the wings and a couple Justice Sigils and just splash for these 3 cards. I might be crazy. I might need to be more just deal with 3 faction. Power requirements are pretty minimal. Couple double pips. Okay. Pause again. I'll figure out what I'm doing and I'll just be back with what I decide on. Okay. I'm just gonna go with this light Justice Splash. I could maybe play more play those pump spells, but I'm thinking I'd have to take out like stuff like the scale heads and stuff, and then I'm going too low on power. With this, I do have 6 scribes in my factions. I'm going with the wings plus 2 sigils to slash 8 primal sources and fire sources. most of my units are fire. I have double fire and triple fire, where I only have a couple double primal. Yeah, I took out the relic, the flying, and added another chakram throw, so maybe that's kind of a wash. My reasoning with the flying relic was I have other effects that are kind of doing the same thing, trying to provide reach between Smasher with pings and Battle Driver and Rose and Crystallize. I'm not exactly hurting for those types of effects, and even the wings giving a one like a permanent flying to something. Um, I think I was okay with that. Did take out the one drop, so I am worried about being even more vulnerable early, and also the ruse. I fear with the ruse, although I said, oh, I don't have things to play early, I do have like the other burn spells I could play early. So maybe if I'm just a bit more proactive, or if I'm less conservative, I guess, with my burn, plan to take stuff out because I need to survive the early game. Where normally I might play units and trade or use my life total to absorb some hits. If I do these just because I don't have those other early drops, that might be okay. Um, okay, this is what I'm going to run with. Good luck.